Poverty in reverse. What a great way to start off. Someone could be coming out of poverty, or poverty isn't touching you at all. We have a false person. Trying to block someone's pathway. Yeah, maybe you're someone who, you're meant to live a wealthy life, or you are wealthy. There could be a false person that's trying to stop this. They could be trying to stop you from being wealthy, okay? Something is about to change, or this false person thought that they could change something. Yeah, I'm speaking to the privileged lady, and that's who you rightfully are. The wealthy man is coming out as well, so we have counterparts. Someone could have been trying to block two counterparts from having a wealthy life. Yeah. There's a privileged lady and a wealthy man who are on this journey to sudden wealth and success. There's something about some unexpected income here. And then we have marriage in reverse. What is this? It doesn't have to be an actual marriage. This could be a contract. Maybe there's some unexpected money that comes from someone breaking a contract. Because we have this privileged lady and this wealthy man, and we also have a false person here. So I'm assuming this is a third party. Okay, maybe someone's in a contract with this third party individual, and it's like breaking this contract here. It comes with benefits. Coffin. Yeah, something is ending. It's like some sort of ending rejuvenates something for these two. Bring something back to life, good health. There's a gift. Someone receiving the gift of high honor. Within a community. Once they break a contract, now like I said, it doesn't have to be a marriage, but this third party, maybe there's two people who are supposed to be the privileged lady and the wealthy man together, but one of them is with this false person. Okay, so someone could need to literally break up with this false person. I don't know. Something having to do with a home in the distant horizons is being released. Unlocked. And it's for two people, two lovers. This could be unexpected, like I said. Or there are other people involved here that aren't expecting this. Possibly this false person. Oh. Okay. Now we have a child coming out here. There's something about a child. There could be an unexpected message about a child, okay, as it relates to two lovers. Huh. Okay, and then we have a mature woman in reverse here. This could be the person receiving this message. So the false person here is definitely this mature woman in reverse. So there's a feminine energy. Family room in reverse. A message about a child is of concern because it's like maybe a message that like a family situation is done. So could this be a third party trying to hold on to somebody, right? When this person who's stuck with this third party is supposed to be with somebody else, right? Because that is where their abundance is at. It's like they're holding on to this person, possibly this wealthy man, maybe so that they could get their hands on some sort of situation, some unexpected income, some home, something with a child. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like they're doing all this work trying to block this, and it's still going to end up happening without them expecting it. They're like, I thought I was doing everything to stop this. Let's get some tarot. The World in reverse. So yeah, something has been delayed by this mature woman in reverse. Knight of Wands and the Devil in reverse. Okay. Someone could be... Someone is making they're taking some sort of action here. Someone could be inspired to take some sort of action here on a situation that's been delayed. Okay, and this requires them to cut some sort of ties, remove a bondage between them and this mature woman in reverse. We have Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. So things could be turning around for the better with someone cutting this tie, cutting this contract. There's a conversation here. Someone could want to come through because we have Judgment in reverse. Okay, there's a conversation here about this Judgment in reverse, about someone misjudging someone, being overly critical, maybe refusing to like make a decision. Someone wants to come through and talk about this with the High Priestess. High Priestess, you could be this privileged lady. Someone could want to come and tell you that they made a mistake, and that mistake could have been getting with this false person. Something was a short-lived victory with this Six of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. They thought that the success was with this other person, maybe. And this doesn't have to be a relationship because this is coming out as the mature woman. So maybe this is someone older than the both of you. This could be someone maybe choosing their family over their family, if you get what I'm saying. Like someone choosing a mother figure over maybe their wife or, you know, the mother of their child in this case. Or someone who was supposed to be the mother of their child. I don't know. Take what resonates. They chose that because they thought that's where the sudden wealth and success was. When really someone was just trying to attach themselves to the wealthy man and their sudden wealth and success. Here's the thing, though. Something that I really believe is, you know, you could be destined for greatness. You could be destined to have the wealth, the easy life. You could be meant to have all of that. But if you are with someone you are not supposed to be with, or if you're with someone you're not equally yoked with, they could mess that up. They could see that you're meant for that and attach themselves to you thinking that they're going to get it, right? And ultimately they just slow you down from getting it, because you're meant to be with someone that balances out your energy so that you are capable of getting that. You get me? King of the Sun card, Justice, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. So, like I said, someone wants to come and say, hey, I completely misjudged you. You could be the High Priestess in the sense that you are very intuitive. You could be psychic. You could have seen something for what it was when this person decided to go towards this false person, right? They see something very clear now. It's like they see you as the High Priestess. They're confident about this. They have a lot of compassion for you. They could want to make something right now, because they see what you were talking about. And they are acknowledging that they made a wrong decision here. But I do feel like whatever is happening here comes with some sort of chaos, okay? Because, like I said, there was a mature woman in reverse here who receives a message here about the changes coming in, and it ruins a family situation, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse here. This could represent a very selfish, stubborn individual, okay? King of Pentacles always gives me father energy or boss, manager. In this situation, I would have to say a father, because I did say that this mature woman in reverse could be a mother, right? King of Pentacles reverse, Three of Cups reverse, Ten of Pentacles reverse. I don't know. If there's someone who is supposed to be a wealthy man and they're like still dependent, or their family is still dependent on them, it's like that's what's holding them back. That's what's holding them down financially. And there's something about breaking away from that, getting out of that mindset, that it's like it does something very good for this wealthy man. It helps them get towards actually being the wealthy man, and being with their privileged lady, right? Which I want to talk about in a second, because I had a conversation that I think should be talked about more. But it's like this wealthy man choosing to remove themselves from this contract here. There could be two individuals seeing it as a betrayal, or seeing it as like they thought they were going to get something and they celebrated it too early, and they could be losing some sort of financial stability that they had through this wealthy man. It could be causing familial disunion. Okay, but what I want to say about these two cards here, the wealthy man and the privileged lady. This wealthy man is supposed to be with this privileged lady, right? And I want to look at the word privileged. This is a feminine energy who gets what they want. It is divine order. I see it as a very spiritual term in this deck of cards. It's not privileged as in, it's just luck. I feel like this is a very divine feminine energy who just brings the energy of wealth. They bring the energy of abundance in with them, okay? And this wealthy man is someone who has worked hard to establish themselves and, could be a businessman of some sort. Divine masculine energy for sure. But what I'm getting at here, this masculine is supposed to be with someone who naturally brings in an abundant energy without having to overwork. Okay, being with this individual will then make it so that this wealthy man won't have to overwork. Okay, taking this wealthy man out of his where he's supposed to be, and keeping him in this family room energy of the past, it creates an imbalance. When I see the privileged lady and wealthy man together, I see a divine energy at work as well as hard work at play. Okay. Yeah, I felt like that needed to be said. I hope it was understood. Okay, because I recently had a brief conversation that was very eye-opening to me. I think a lot of people view divine feminine energy wrong in relationships. A lot of people who just don't, they aren't educated on it. Divine feminine energy isn't designed to overwork. It is designed to naturally call in abundance, right? In the right environment. And I feel like these two people together, it's like the feminine energy just has this natural ability to bring in this wealth to the connection, while this wealthy man energy also brings in like the business aspect, the hardworking aspect. I don't know. There's something here about this dance between these two individuals that's important as it relates to this sudden wealth and unexpected income. Okay, it's not just about breaking the contract from the past. It's about letting energy naturally flow in the way that it should. The Fool and then Six of Cups in reverse. So someone is choosing a new start. Okay, they could be moving away from the past. Six of Cups in reverse could represent someone literally moving away from like a family home, a home that they grew up in. Yep. Someone is liberating themselves from, the status quo. They're pursuing individualism, okay? And I think it is because they have suffered a lot of emotional pain, maybe. There's a lot of negativity having to do with like a group dynamic. And someone would just be better off, and their money would be better, and life would be flowing better if they moved away from this false person or these false people, and they paired up with the privileged lady. That's just what I'm getting. Because, yeah, there's something about an Empress reverse, which I'm getting mature woman reverse energy from, deceiving someone, causing some sort of betrayal, okay? This could have blocked a relationship between the privileged lady and the wealthy man. Someone was being overly materialistic. And someone is walking away because they see something clearly now. I feel as though this wealthy man is seeing, where their wealthy energy comes from, or like, not where it comes from necessarily, where it naturally can thrive. And it is with the privileged lady. That's all I'm getting at, okay? You got to be with who you're meant to be with. And sometimes, whether it be the feminine or the masculine, there's just naturally supposed to be someone who is like a good luck charm, or like they just bring abundant energy in and it helps the natural flow, okay? And I feel like in this case, there's a divine feminine here that has that energy. And when you have someone who has that energy, you just kind of gotta let it do what it does without trying to dictate how the person moves. And I feel like this wealthy man energy is coming out of a group dynamic where that's the case. I hope I'm making sense. Okay. And in going into this new start with this privileged lady brings all of the abundance to the both of them that they're supposed to have. And there is definitely something here about a child. Okay, this breaking of a contract could be coming because of a child that's coming for some of you. Okay. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I will talk to y'all later. Okay. Peace.